Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjan Shalakaya Chakshurumlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Sadadaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, auspicious day, appearance day of Sri Ramananda Raya. Appearance day? Disappearance day. Okay. Same thing. Disappearance is appearance. Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, on the disappearance day of his Guru Maharaj, Shri Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, when he heard the glories of his Guru Maharaj, Babaji Maharaj, from many devotees, he said, seems like today's disappearance day of my Guru Maharaj, but actually today's appearance day. Because by hearing the glories of my Guru Maharaj, the appearance manifesting in my heart, remembering him more and more, that's appearance. But there is no difference in appearance and disappearance. Who is Sri Ramananda Raya? Very prominent in the pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Very prominent. Imagine Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 24 years in Navdeep Leela, in Navdeep Dham, performing Navdeep Leela. And then 6 years he spent visiting South India. And then 18 years he spent his time in Jagannath Puri, fully absorbed in that bhav. What was the purpose of Mahaprabhu going to South India? To visit the holy places? No. There are many reasons, primary and secondary. Amongst, many accomplishment was there. So many got changed, so many got prema. Mahaprabhu visiting all these temples and bestowing prema to demigods, to animals. So many got changed. Following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Meeting Sri Gopal Bhatt Gosvami, Sri Rangam. And collecting 2 very important books, Sri Brahm Samhita and Sri Krishna Karanamrit by Bilmangal Thakur. But amongst all the reasons Mahaprabhu visited South India, the prime reason to meet Sri Ramananda Raya and to hear from him about Krishna Tattva, Radha Tattva. What is the ultimate aim of life? That was the prime purpose, Mahaprabhu visiting South India. How important is Sri Ramananda Raya? So who is Sri Ramananda Raya? Let us hear from scriptures. Priya Narma Sakha Kaschid Arjuna Pandava Arjunaha Militva Sambodha Ramananda Raya Prabhu Priya Ato Radha Krishna Bhakti Prem Tattvadikam Kriti Ramananda Gaura Chandram Pratyavaranadam Anvaham Lalite Ahur Eka Yat Tad Eka Nanu Manyate Bhavanandam prati praha Gaur yat tom prithapati Gopya Arjuna Sardham Eki Bhuyapi Pandavaha Arjuno Yad Ramananda Iti Ahur Uttama Arjuna Adi Bhava Turnam Arjuno Api Cha Pandavaha Iti Padmottare Khande Vyaktam Eva Virajate Tasmad Etad Trayam Ramananda Raya Mahashaya. Description of what is the identity? Who is Sri Ramananda Raya? There are two Arjuns in Krishna Lila. One is Priya Narma Sakha in Braj. There is one Arjun. Like so many Sakhas. Sridham, Subal, Madhumangal, Stot Krishna and Arjuna. So all Sakhas are not same. Those Sakhas who even have entrance into the Madhurya Lila of Krishna, they are Priya Narma Sakhas. Just like they are Priya Narma Sakhis. Similarly, they are Priya Narma Sakhas who have entrance into those Madhurya pastimes uniting Radha Krishna. Arranging their meeting of Radha and Krishna. So, one is Priya Narma Sakha in Braj and the other is one of the Pandavas. The younger brother of Yudhishthir Maharaj. So, two Arjuna. These two combined to become Mahaprabhu's dear companion Ramananda Raya. The Priya Narma Sakha Arjuna from Braj, Golok Vrindavan, and the son of Pandav, Arjun, combined. One thing very special about Gaur Parikar, associates of Mahaprabhu, their combination of 2 or 3 or 4 together. Because those promises, because those Leelas which remain unfulfilled in Krishna Leela got complete in Gaura-Lila. Krishna, who is complete, his pastime is complete, but his 3 desires remain incomplete. Those 3 desires got complete in Gaura-Lila. Sri Radha Pranay Mahima Kirdisho Vaniva. We are not touching that subject right now. Similarly, the associates of Mahaprabhu, as Mahaprabhu being one person, is a combination of Rasraj Mahabhav, Rasraj Krishna and Mahabhav Sarupani Radharani. Combination. Similarly, the associates of Mahaprabhu is also like Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami, associate of Mahaprabhu, and Rupa Manjari is also there. So Sri Ramananda Raya, 2 Arjun combined form came as Sri Ramananda Raya. Ramanand was very knowledgeable in the teachings of loving devotion to Radha and Krishna. Sri Ramananda Raya know all Ras Vichar. No one knows more than Sri Ramananda Raya. Even Mahaprabhu want to hear from him. And Mahaprabhu went to South India on the bank of Godavari to Sri Ramananda Raya. We are not touching that Sri Ramananda Raya Samvad because then it takes months and months and months. It's a very elaborate subject, but very important. Sometime we will hear that. Very, very important to know and learn. So many shlokas to be learned from the Sri Raya Ramananda Samvad about the Radha Tattva, the gopis, the Krishna, so much. Mahaprabhu is hearing from him. And Mahaprabhu said, no one knows more than Ramananda Raya. No one is more renounced than Ramananda Raya. The glories of Sri Ramananda Raya, the description is too elaborate. And in this short frame of time, we will hear as much as we can. Sri Ramananda Raya. Okay, let me finish this. Some people say that Ramananda Raya was Lalita Sakhi. while others do not. Mahaprabhu himself told Bhavananda Rai that he was Pandu. The father of Sri Ramananda Raya's name is Bhavananda Rai, and he has 5 sons. Mahaprabhu used to tell Bhavananda, you are Pandu because you have 5 sons. Pandu means the husband of Kunti and father of the Pandavas. The Pandav Arjun also united with a gopi named Arjunia. This one gopi, Arjunia. Serving Radharani. So Pandav, Arjun and Arjunia gopi combined together. Thus, the most aware say that Ramananda Rai combined all these 3 personalities. 3 personalities together. Pandav, Arjun, Arjunia gopi and Visakha Sakhi. Proof of this is found in Padma Puran, where it is stated that Pandav Arjun became the gopi Arjunia. Now, as stated in these verses from Gaur Ganodesh Deepika, this is book written where the description of the associates of Mahaprabhu is mentioned there, the details. Some people hold that Ramananda Rai was an incarnation of Lalita Sakhi. Yes. But some others are of the opinion that he was Visakha. We heard from Srila Gurudev and many acharyas he is Visakha Sakhi. Let us hear what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has to say. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in his Chaitanya Chaitamrita commentary 2.8.23. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, the love that awakened in Ramanand and Mahaprabhu when they met was the same as the love that Visakha had for Radha Krishna in Braj. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he proves that Sri Ramananda Raya is Visakha Sakhi because Sarup Damodar Goswami is Lalita, and in Gambhira, in Jagannath Puri, Mahaprabhu used to stay in Gambhira and tasting that, relishing that moods with Sarup Damodar and Ramananda Raya. E matra dine dine Sarup Ramanand sane nij bhav kore na vidit bhare vishay jwala hoye bhitre anandamay Krishna prem adbhut charitra. ए प्रेम से जाने तार से विक्रम माने विश्व अमृत एकात्र मिलन. Chaitanya Chaitamrita. So if Sarup Damodar Goswami is Lalita Sakhi, then who is Sri Ramananda Raya? Visakha Sakhi. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur give this in Chaitanya Chaitamrita. Thus it is clear that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur saw Ramananda Raya as Visakha. Ramananda Raya was one of the Lord's 3.5 most intimate associates. Amongst all the associates of Mahaprabhu, 3.5 associates, very prominent. Who are these 3.5? One is Sarup Damodar, another is Ramananda Raya, then Shiki Mahiti and his sister Madhvi Devi. Half. She is considered as half, 3.5. Most intimate associate of Mahaprabhu. The Lord accepted Shiki Mahiti's sister was one of Radha's friends. In the entire world, there were only 3.5 devotees who were as worthy. They were Sarup Damodar Goswami, Ramananda Raya and Shiki Mahiti, and Shiki Mahiti's sister was a half person, 3.5. Chaitanya Chaitamrita. So, the glories of Sri Ramananda Raya, you see, Mahaprabhu went to South India because who is Mahaprabhu? He is combined form of Radha and Krishna. But who knows Radharani? Even Krishna don't know the glories of Radharani. Even Krishna don't know. Na jane Radha prem ache ko to bal, se bale sada ama kore vival. Krishna don't know how much strength is there in Radha's love. Krishna don't know the glories, but who knows? Those who are tadatme with Radharani, oneness. And Sri Ramananda Raya, as Visakha Sakhi, always and always assisting Radharani, always and always taking the side of Radharani. Lalita Sakhi, she chastised Radharani. So sometimes Radharani gets scared of Lalita Sakhi. Sakhi gan mama parama surit yugal prema guru. Tadunaga hai. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes this. Lalita Sakhi is Yugal Guru, Guru of Radha and Krishna. So she chastised Radharani and chastised Krishna. She is Prakhara, very strong in nature. Very, not submissive, very strong. So therefore, when Krishna sometimes come and speak sweet words to Radharani, and Radharani melts to hear this, Lalita Sakhi immediately tell Radharani, no need to get melt. No submissive mood. Maintain your sulky mood. No need to speak to him. Chastising, saying, Dhurte braje sitanya tadnashushtabamyam ma dakshina bhav kalankani lagavaya radhe girim shunum iti shikshayanti devim gunai sulalitam lalitam namam. She is even teaching Radharani. So she is very strong in nature. And Krishna cannot win in argument with Lalita Sakhi. But Visakha Sakhi more mellow. When Radharani is in separation and unconscious state, Visakha Sakhi chanting the name of Krishna in the ears of Radharani. Visakha Sakhi, Radharani share her feelings with Visakha Sakhi. So Visakha knows Radharani more than Krishna knows. And what is the mission of Mahaprabhu? Yadi Gauranga na hoito tabe ki hoito keman dharita deha Radhar mahima prema rasa sima jagate janato ke. Mahaprabhu came to glorify Radharani, to show the entire world what Radharani goes through in her love for Krishna. I will exhibit with my own example. But how to know about Radharani? Where he has to go? He has to go in some school to learn this. So he went to South India in that school on the bank of Godavari to hear from Sri Ramananda Raya, from Visakha Sakhi. Because unless I know about someone, how I'm going to glorify? Krishna went there as Mahaprabhu wants to hear the glories of Radharani from Visakha Sakhi. And then he wants to glorify Radharani after first knowing the glories. How important Sri Ramananda Raya. Very beautiful description in Chaitanya Chaitamrit, Raya Ramanand Samvad. Sarvam Bhattacharya told Mahaprabhu, since you're going South India, must meet a personality, very divine personality, Ramananda Raya. He's a governor of King Pratap Rudra and is taking care of one province called Vidyanagar, that's South India. So King Pratap Rudra was the king of Utkal. Utkal means Odisha and some portion of South India. That was a state in India that time. So he was ruling, King Pratap Rudra. And Ramananda Raya was appointed as governor of that province. So he was living a very opulent lifestyle, like a minister. And he has so many servants around him. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya inspired Mahaprabhu to go there. But actually Mahaprabhu wanted to go there. But it came through the mouths of Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Please go and visit Ramananda Raya. And you will hear so much from him. When Mahaprabhu came there, almost at dusk, sun was about to set. Mahaprabhu saw on the bank of Godavari a person on a palanquin and 4 servants carrying that palanquin, and there were many Brahmins chanting mantras. Mahaprabhu tried to recognize who is he. Sri Ramananda Raya, he stepped out from his palanquin and he saw a divine personality, golden complexion, a sannyasi. That was the meeting of Sri Ramananda Raya and Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Raya saw each other and they recognized who they are from Golok Vrindavan, and now it's the meeting happening. Sri Mahaprabhu tried to embrace Sri Ramananda Raya, but some Vijatiyas, means some Brahmins were there. They were not able to understand what's going on. Mahaprabhu is sannyasi, he is Brahmin, and he's embracing a Shudra. This is also account is given here about the Sri Ramananda Raya's family. The Odissan society considered the Karana community to be part of the Shudra caste. Ramananda Raya was born into this community. Where he took birth? Jagannath Puri, in Odisha. And very near to Jagannath Puri, we go and see this. We go and visit. Every time when we go to Jagannath Puri, we visit the birthplace of Sri Ramananda Raya. It's like only 25-30 kilometers from Jagannath Puri, where we go and see Alal Nag. And in that village, Sri Ramananda Raya got birth in a Shudra caste. Nevertheless, though he was considered by society to be a Shudra by birth, he was a de facto Brahmin. Indeed, as a Vaishnava Paramahansa, he was spiritual master to the Brahmins. Even though he's taken birth in Shudra dynasty, but he's superior than Brahmins. By Krishna's will, the creator Brahma himself appeared in an outcast family, Muslim family, in order to show that one's family and one's race have absolutely no importance. Born as a Muslim, Haridas still enriched Gauranga Mahaprabhu's pastime. Srila Haridas Thakur is Brahmaji, but he took birth in Muslim family. Doesn't make any difference. Haridas Thakur was born in a low-class family on the Lord's desire, in order to show that caste and class have no importance at all. Jati kul sab nirarthak haiya. Jati kul sab nirarthak haiya janaite. To prove that there is no consideration of any dynasty or caste, etc. in the worship, in the service of Mahaprabhu or Krishna. Intentionally, Haridas Thakur took birth in Muslim family. So Ramananda Raya also. So he's taken birth in a Shudra family, and also he's living like a kingly with so much opulence and as ruling as a governor. So Brahmins got surprised why a sannyasi and a Brahmin sannyasi embracing a Shudra. So Mahaprabhu, he's seeing that Vijatiyas means external people are here. They will not understand our relationship. So it was decided we will see each other later when there will be no one. So Sri Ramananda Raya and Mahaprabhu, they met again after this meeting was over. Mahaprabhu is compared as ocean and Ramananda Raya is compared to as clouds. How the cloud formation happen? When there is evaporation from the ocean and the clouds formation, and what showers from the clouds? Not salt water, sweet water. But the origin is cloud, the origin is ocean, which is salt water, and clouds showering sweet water. So Mahaprabhu infused his potency in Sri Ramananda Raya, and Sri Ramananda Raya is showering nectar now. Just like Rupa Goswami, when Mahaprabhu met Sri Rupa Goswami at Prayag, the confluence of three rivers, Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati. Mahaprabhu infused his potency in Sri Rupa Goswami. Vrindavan ras keli vartam kalen lukta nij shakti ukta. Sancharya rupno vyatmat punasaha. Sancharya infused his potency in Rupa Goswami. In the same way, similarly, Mahaprabhu compared to as an ocean. Thank you. So Mahaprabhu infused his potency in Sri Ramananda Raya, and from that clouds, shower, sweet water, nectar, and Mahaprabhu is the one who relished this nectar. Shower, Mahaprabhu is relishing this. Why Mahaprabhu is compared to as ocean? The question was been asked to Srila Gurudev in Jagannath Puri. When Srila Gurudev, he spoke on Raya Ramananda Samvad. Because ocean have so many sharks and crocodiles and so many ferocious aquatics. How Mahaprabhu can be compared to an ocean which is salt water? So according to the Acharyas, the comparison, when we do comparison, there are many perspectives with the comparison. One perspective is ocean gives shelter to ferocious aquatics. Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanyaya. He is giving shelter even to those who are not qualified. In that regard, in that context, Mahaprabhu is compared to as ocean. Not that ocean is salt. Not in that comparison. When Krishna compared the lotus face of Radharani, beautiful face of Radharani to moon, the meaning of Krishna is, what he wants to say is, you are effulgent like moon, shining like moon, not like moon have spots and your face also have spots. Not with that comparison. So in regard to comparison, there are many details in that. So Mahaprabhu is compared to as ocean. Samsar dukha jaladasya patitasya kamaha krodadi nakra makra kavalikritasya durvasnasya nigritasya nirashayasya chaitanya chandramamadehi padavalambam. Like ocean gives shelter to even ferocious animals. Similarly, Mahaprabhu gives shelter to even those who are not adhikaris, those who have no qualification. And Mahaprabhu is now hearing What is the ultimate goal, ultimate aim of human life? And whatever Sri Ramananda Raya is saying, started saying, following Varnashram Dharma, Mahaprabhu is rejecting that. Eho Bhajya, this is external. This is external. Even the verse from Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Paritajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. Mahaprabhu said external. So, such an important verse from Bhagavad Gita, Mahaprabhu said this is external. Why? Giving up all other dharma, surrender unto me. I will take care of your all sins. Aham tvam sarpapebhyam. But where is the service of Krishna present in this verse? There is no service. That's a neutral point. So Mahaprabhus keep on saying, external, aage kaho aar. Eho bhajye, aho kar, aage kaho aar. This is external. Say something more. And then when Sri Ramananda Raya said, Jnanam prayasa udvante namant eva jivanti sanmukridya bhavadya vartam sthane stitam shuti gatam tano van manobhir je prayaso ajit 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 asya apitri lokyam. One who has given up all the endeavors, all prayasam to cultivate jnana, following the process of jnana yoga. Even that is external. Jivanti sanmukridya bhavadya vartam. That impressed Mahaprabhu hearing this. This is verse from 10th canto, Brahmaji praying to Krishna. Jivanti sanmukridya bhavadya vartam. When one takes shelter of a sadhu, a mahanta, sthane sita shruti gatam tanovan manobir. One who is sthane sita, reside at the lotus feet of a mahanta, a sadhu, and hearing what? Bhavadya varta, your glories. O Krishna, one who is hearing your glories. Then that Krishna who is Ajit, who cannot be conquered, unconquerable one, get conquered. Mahaprabhu said, Eho hai, starting from this point. All other external. Offering everything to Krishna. Yad karoshi, yad adnashi, external. Sarv dharman paritajya, external. Very philosophical. The conversation, the dialogue between Sri Ramananda Raya and Mahaprabhu. Very philosophical. Very interesting. We will hear sometime. Now he's making me let me finish first chapter Bhajan Rasa, then we'll come to this. Very philosophical, very informative. And imagine Srila Gurudev spoke on this subject year 2001, I think, in Jagannath Puri. Those who have heard him, I think Maya and Shashikala, they were present there. In Purushottam month, Gurudev 15 days he elaborated on this Raya Ramananda Samvad. So much. And many other devotees, I think, not many of you were there. Some senior devotees, they heard directly Gurudev speaking. So many details, with commentaries, with his realization. Which year was that? 2001? 2004. The same year when you got accident. Yeah, same year he got accident. And Gurudev was speaking Sri Ramananda Samvad. Gaur Sundar Prabhu, we were all with Gurudev on the beach walking. Gurudev took us to Bamki Mohana. Remember that? Bamki Mohana? Where Gurudev have his mutt now, Sri Damodar Gaudiya Mutt. That's a place called Bamki Mohana, where 3 logs of wood, Chakratirtha, is also known as Banki Muham. 3 logs of wood came to King Indradyumna, received those at that spot. And then Gurudev said, okay, now you all go and take bath. This is Mahatirtha. And I think Gaur Sundar, he forgot this. But because he was very good friend of mine, he paid obeisance to me. He was brahmachari. I said, hey, that's offense. Just jokingly. You did half obeisances, not full flat obeisances. And he laughed, smiled, and he jumped into ocean. And then he got accident there. The wave hit on his spine that year. Right? 2004? Yes. Anyway, that was very sad part. We all became very sad. Gaur Prabhu, so tall, he used to have in Mridanga and dancing, jumping, and hours we used to jump and sing. Hours and hours in Mathura. Non-stop. From evening Aarati, 7 o'clock, till 1 and 2. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock Prasadam, and then 5 o'clock Mangalarti. So much singing and dancing. Anyway, Sri Ramananda Raya ki jai. Coming back to our story. Sri Ramananda Raya. See the glories of Sri Ramananda Raya. Mahaprabhu got inspired and wants to hear from him. Mahaprabhu sent one of his associates, Pradyum Mishra. Pradyum Mishra from very high class Brahmin family. And he came to Mahaprabhu to asking, can you speak Hari Katha? I want to hear something from you. Mahaprabhu said, I'm not so much knowledgeable. I don't know much. If you really want to hear something very high, you have to go and see Ramananda Raya. You have to go and see him. So Sri Pradyum Mishra, he came, and what he saw, he was amazed. Sri Ramananda Raya was decorating some young girls, putting oil on their body, touching everywhere, decorating them, and even teaching them how to dance. They are known as Devadasis. Devadasi means those young teenager girls who have taken a vow that they will never see the face of any man in their life. And they fully surrender to Jagannath. They never comes out from the temple of Jagannath. They always stay there and dance for the pleasure of the Lord. Fully surrender to Jagannath. That Jagannath is our enjoyer. Krishna is our enjoyer. But they get this training from Sri Ramananda Raya. Mahaprabhu said, I'm a sannyasi, but when I see, even if I see a wooden doll, I get agitated to see that. Any wooden statue, any female wooden statue, if I see that, I get agitation. But Ramananda Raya, he's putting oil on the body of all those girls, touching everywhere, bathing them, decorating them. He's never get agitated. So Mahaprabhu used to say to his devotees, who is sannyasi? Me or Ramananda Raya? Who has no agitation at all. Mahaprabhu, with his own example, showing this with his own example, glorifying Sri Ramananda Raya. Okay, who can be more? Who can be more high than Sri Ramananda Raya? Who never ever get any agitation. You see, it is mentioned here, I think must be somewhere. Yes. At that time, Ramananda Raya was in the Jagannath Vallabh garden engaged in preparing two young Devadasis, two young girls, for a play that was to be given before Lord Jagannath. Not only was he training them in the songs that they would sing and in the dance they would perform, but also bathing, dressing, and decorating them. When Shri Pradyumna Mishra came, this is what Ramananda Raya was doing. The first time that Pradyumna Mishra came to see Ramananda, one of the Ramananda's servants told him that he was busy doing this work and asked Pradyumna Mishra to sit outside and wait. None of Ramananda Raya's servants dared to interrupt him while he was busy preparing the performance that was to be given before Lord Jagannath. Only after he had finished the rehearsal and came outside did he learn that Pradyumna Mishra had come there to hear about Krishna from him, to hear Hari Katha from him. Then Ramananda showed the Brahmin the appropriate respect and begged forgiveness for the long delay. Pradyumna Mishra was high-class Brahmin, and Ramananda Raya, his servants, told Pradyumna Mishra to please wait outside. Because Ramananda Raya Prabhu is busy. And where he was busy? Bathing, decorating those girls. And later Ramananda Raya came out and with appropriate respect and with the etiquette gave respect and forgiveness for the long delay. Pradyumna Mishra realized that it was too late that day for his wish to be fulfilled and he returned home. Some days later, when Mahaprabhu saw Mishra, he asked him how the meeting with Ramananda had gone and what topics they had discussed. Pradyumna Mishra told him everything that had happened and told the Lord that some doubts has risen in his mind about Ramananda's activity. It's so doubtful what he was doing. The Lord immediately took steps to erase these doubts from Brahman's mind. He began to glorify Ramananda's extraordinary character with great force. Mahaprabhu understood. Just like Mahaprabhu sent Mukunda to Pundrik Vidyanidhi to hear Bhagavatam. Gadadhar Pandit. Mahaprabhu sent Gadadhar Pandit to Pundrik Vidyanidhi. Similarly, Mahaprabhu sent Pradyumna Mishra to Ramananda Raya. So what Mahaprabhu said? I am a sannyasi and considered myself to be renounced. But if I even hear the name of a woman, what to speak of seeing one, I feel its effect on my mind and body. So, who is not moved by the sight of a woman? Listen to me, everyone. Let me tell you about Ramananda Raya's activities. Even though they are so wonderful and uncommon that they really cannot be properly described. So wonderful and uncommon. He personally serves Jagannath's young and beautiful Devadasis in every possible way. They are known as Devadasis. He personally bathes and dresses them and decorates them with ornaments. Mahaprabhu is glorifying. While doing so, he naturally sees and touches their body's private parts. But even so, his mind is never affected. He teaches the girls how to physically express all the moods of love so they can act them out before Jagannath Dev. But his mind and body are as steady as wood or stone, not agitated. Indeed, it is amazing that even when he touches such young girls, his mind is not disturbed. Only Ramananda has the right to do such things. And when I see him do them, I can understand that his body is not material, but has been completely transformed into spiritual entity. Mahaprabhu is glorifying Sri Ramananda Raya, Who are we to glorify him? Mahaprabhu himself glorifying Sri Ramananda Raya. Even though I am sannyasi, but I get agitated. But Ramananda Raya, no agitation. He personally decorating them, massaging them, teaching them. Who can be more great than Sri Ramananda Raya? So, when this conversation over, so much Krishna Tattva, Radha Tattva happened, Prem Vivarta, description of Prem Vivarta, Mahaprabhu, he kept his hand on the mouth of Ramananda Raya. Bas, enough. No one can understand beyond this. There is no one in this world who can understand beyond this. So bas, now enough. You spoke enough. And then Sri Ramananda Raya saw something very strange. He saw, Ramananda Raya got fainted. And Mahaprabhu touched him. He regained his consciousness. Mahaprabhu asked, what happened? He said, I am so confused. First, when you came to me, I saw you as sannyasi, very effulgent, golden complexion. And then with my own eyes, I saw how you changed, transformed from that golden complexion to blackish complexion, with flute in your hands. I'm seeing this. But then I also saw there was one golden doll, Kanchal Palika, one golden doll behind you. And how this golden doll, with her embrace, you went in her heart. Means she covered you completely. How this possible? I can't see this. I can't understand this. So Sri Ramananda Raya fainted. He fainted. He was not able to understand this. But by the touch of Sri Mahaprabhu, Sri Ramananda Raya again got conscious. So Srila Govind Gosvami Maharaj, he explains this. What happened? Even his Visakha Sakhi and Visakha Sakhi have entrance into the Gaura-Lila of Radha Krishna. But sometimes Sri Rupa Manjari even stops them to go inside. Sri Rupa Manjari works under Lalita Visakha. Gurudev's explanation that when Radha Krishna manifesting their intimate pastime, and if Lalita Visakha enters inside, they feel shy. But Radharani never feels shy when Manjaris are around, because they are young girls, very young, 10 and a half, 11, 12, 12 and a half. So they don't feel shyness there. So when there is Nibrit Nikunja Leela, there is one Kunja, there is Nikunja, and there is Nibrit Nikunja. Very, very dense. Kunja. No Sakhis are allowed there. Only Manjaris are allowed there. Because those Manjaris are direct manifestation of Radharani. And they are very young. So they don't feel any hesitation. Shri Radha, Shri Krishna don't feel any hesitation there if they are around. But gopis have no adhikar to enter inside in that very Nibrita Nikunja. That's the reason Visakha Sakhi fainted there. Means Sri Ramananda Raya fainted there because he have never seen this before. What he never seen before? Radharani is waiting for Krishna. Krishna comes And Krishna gives very warm and loving embrace to Radharani. But then Krishna enters into the heart of Radharani to take that wealth from that heart. What is that wealth? Madanakya Mahabhav. Because he wants to relish this. He wants to taste this. This scene was not seen by Visakha Sakhi. And that's why for Sri Ramananda Raya this was first time. And he was not able to understand this. He fainted. He fainted. Srila Govind Gosvami Maharaj explains this. First he saw Mahaprabhu as sannyasi, golden complexion, then he saw him as a blackish complexion, but then there's some golden doll who, with her embrace, turning that blackish complexion to golden complexion. We are only hearing this and speaking, we can't realize this. It's something very high. How this is possible? Rasaraj Shri Krishna and Madanakya Mahabhav Sarupani Radha Thakurani, they combine together and become Sachinandan Gaur Hari. So, Sri Ramananda Raya saw this and he was amazed to see this. And now there are so many other glories of Sri Ramananda Raya. So, some other time we will hear Sri Raya Ramananda Samvad. Gour Premanande Hari Hari Bo Sri Ramananda Raya ki Jai. Saparsha Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai.